Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host Sri Iyer. A few days ago, we came to you with some exclusive information on the proof of what happened at Balakot, how many people may have died, and what really happened and what transpired there. For this, we had a guest join us, Francesca Marino, and she joined us along with another guest of ours, Abhijit Iyer-Mitra, and we shared with you the views of Francesca, who has extensive experience covering that region. She works for Limes, which is an Italian geopolitical magazine. And then, interestingly, 2 days ago, Times Now, NewsX, and I think some other channels also picked up the story because our video went viral. And some were nice enough to give us credit. The others didn't even give us credit. But that's India. I mean, I think, we will just leave it for the viewers to decide. But today, Abhijit is joining me, and we just want to discuss this thing a little bit more. Abhijit, welcome to PGurus channel.
Thanks, G. Thanks for having me on.
So, Abhijit, so what has happened is after the video went viral on our channel, some TV channels picked it up, and then they also interviewed Francesca. And I think this is beginning to cast some damage on the election narratives across India because there are still 2 more rounds left. Now, in this, all of a sudden, I'm seeing a lot of journalists coming and starting to question the credibility of Francesca Marino. And this is very interesting because till now, everything was fine. Suddenly, when it's now beginning to have teeth and has some depth and is doing some impact, suddenly they're questioning the credibility of Francesca Marino. And I felt really, really bad because, Francesca, in my opinion, doesn't deserve it. You've known her for a while. So what are your thoughts about this, Abhijit?
So, it's really sad that people have to resort to attacking. Now, Francesca, if you notice from her timeline, she's a very sweet person. She doesn't personally attack people. And, somebody tweeted saying, oh, this person's source-based story had many holes to it. Well, tell me one Indian journalist that does stories not based on sources. The journalist in question, for example, does almost exclusively source-based stories whose credibility we don't know. And then, going and attacking her personally, what's the point of this? I really don't understand. And if there were holes to be poked in the story, then poke those holes. Attack the story. Why attack the individual in question? Now, I can tell you, Francesca is one of the most outstanding people I know. She is a huge... she's created a lot of awareness about India, Pakistan, Balochistan, and Italy. She practically owns the narrative there. And, her journalistic sources are quite credible. I know some of those sources, for example. Not that we always agree on things. Francesca and I have huge disagreements on things. She's a very fierce critic of Modi personally. She doesn't like Modi. So imagine my surprise when everybody was saying she's Modi's lapdog and whatnot. I think she found it quite hilarious that for all the nasty things she says about Modi, she's now been branded Modi's lapdog, which, kind of tells you the caliber of journalists questioning her. And what was really, really cheap about all of this is this Karan Thapar fellow. He called her up this afternoon when she was talking to me, in fact, and he told her, he promised her his word of honor that he would drop this other person who had used some language against her that she didn't care for. Word of honor, by the way. And then when she comes on TV, she sees a visual of the same person she didn't want on the show. That guy and Karan Thapar sitting and guffawing about something, and she immediately cut it off. Now, what does this tell you about the journalistic ethics of Karan Thapar, that he lies to his guests, lies to them shamefacedly, sits and thinks that they're so dumb that they're not going to get things? Well, I mean, we all know Karan Thapar's a bit of a shady character, right? He's never had, his only claim to fame is whose son he is and how much he interrupts people. But if interruption is a, sign of
That's okay. That's okay. Just keep going. I could hear you. Just keep continuing. Please go.
So if interruption is a sign of intellect, then maybe Karan Thapar is our biggest intellectual. Unfortunately, interruption is not a sign of intellect.
Yeah, I was watching some of these things, and by the way, it's not just Francesca. I do get called all sorts of names just because I support Modi on some issues, and the same set of people will never say anything when I'm also criticizing Modi. Basically, a journalist's job is to question, and
Exactly.
state the facts, and let the viewer come to their own conclusions. Don't
Right.
ever say this is what it is. We just were stating the fact. So back to
But
our
but here's the thing. Here's the thing. Francesca didn't even say Modi did any of this. She just said the Indian strikes did this. Are you so blinded by your hatred of Modi that you think India achieving anything is so wrong? And what's this person's claim against Francesca? That every other white journalist has refuted the story. Now, no white journalist has refuted the story. All that other white journalists have said is, we don't know.
now there was this other magazine out of the United States which said that the count matched and all that stuff. Let's not go into that. Let's stay with Francesca here. I lost your video, but it's back again. No worries. In summary, I mean, we are going to continue to bring news from Francesca. PGurus is committed to that because I absolutely believe what she said, and we are stating facts here, and we will continue to do so. So, Abhijit, what are your thoughts? I mean, this sort of stuff is it pandering to the lowest, party requirements? Where is the journalist in Karan Thapar? I'm searching for that guy.
Well, when was there ever a journalist in Karan Thapar?
All those exaggerated accents and things like that. I mean, at least I'm just not getting impressed by his questioning, and the point, I guess, both
No,
of us.
I mean, look. All these journalism awards, we know they're all set up, right? There's no real journalism award in this country. It's basically it's a closed clique that decides to reward itself. It's like I know. Napoleon conferring himself emperor, conferring himself whatever. All
Well,
these
let's
tin pot
let, let's
Napoleons.
let's get closer home. Jawaharlal Nehru conferring a Bharat Ratna on himself.
Well, at least that went through the charade of having an external validatory body, right? Uh, Karan Thapar winning awards, I mean, give me a break. Seriously. It's fine, but look, I mean, what's the point? Let him do what he wants. The point is, he's got egg on his face. People questioning Francesca haven't been able to question her facts. They're just questioning her character and whatnot. It just reflects badly on them. I mean, people are smart, they can figure these things out for themselves.
Yes, and I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more, in fact. And Abhijit, thank you very much for joining us on this conversation hangout. And we will be back with you viewers with more such conversations. Thank you, Abhijit.